How do you think this will look for his career?
This person is not worth working with because his interpersonal life is very bad, and that is going to make him very suboptimal in terms of the decisions that he takes, very suboptimal in terms of the support that he may actually get from people. He will then become a loner in terms of whatever he says and whatever he does. He loses their participation, loses their involvement, loses their motivation to do work with him. For all you know, without your consciousness, many things will be happening around you which will actually be pulling you down in terms of their effectiveness.
So I met someone recently who is a high performer. Whatever job is assigned to him, he completes it and he gets it done and according to the job description. But he makes every EQ mistake. He's very rigid in his thought process. He doesn't maintain interpersonal relationships and he doesn't listen.
Okay.
So, how do you think this will look for his career?
Well, you're talking about a high performer here, which means that he delivers on his tasks, delivers on his expectations of the company. However, there are quite a few things that he misses out. And I think you mentioned three things, and well, let's talk about that. Number one, he is a poor listener. He doesn't listen to people. That's what you said, right? Now, what happens when a person doesn't listen to people? Would people really want to participate in any meeting where he is a part of? They will not. Because anyway, whatever we say, he's not going to listen. So he actually tends to very good ideas from other people. He tends to lose productivity from other people because people will not want to share anything because he doesn't listen anyway. And that is going to make him very suboptimal in terms of the decisions that he takes, very suboptimal in terms of the support that he may actually get from people. If I am not involved in something, why would I be engaged deeply in carrying out or executing a decision that he has taken? I'll be only putting half of my heart into it. So he will not get the best results out of his people or his colleagues because he doesn't listen fundamentally. I mean, I would say this is what you would call as empathy. He doesn't have empathy for others. Even if somebody has got a problem or a struggle or a challenge, they will not want to share it because he is not going to listen. He has lost them at that very moment. He loses their participation, loses their involvement, loses their motivation to do work with him. Second point is on interpersonal relationships. The very first fact of empathy itself will draw him down in terms of having a not so very good interpersonal relationships. Now, interpersonal relationships are the quality of your interpersonal relationship is what is going to get you the best from your people. For example, in this case, he is asking somebody for some information. He will not get it on time. People will not be responsive. Oh, that person, let him wait for some more time. I don't have to give it back. So he will not get the support in terms of quick access to information. Who is the loser here? He is the loser. Second, because he's got very poor interpersonal relationship, people can even badmouth him in front of others or to other people, which means there can be a very negative story that goes around saying that this person is not worth working with because his interpersonal life is very bad. So he loses not only the plot in terms of getting support from others, there is a negative reputational story or a theme that runs around him in the office, which again is a very negative impact. The third thing is about rigidity. A person who is rigid will always think and believe and say that his point is the most valid point and that's the correct one. Okay, when a person is very rigid, why would again people want to even talk to him? They will not come out. In other words, he will then become a loner in terms of whatever he says and whatever he does. The true sense, he would have lost the support of people around him because he is such a rigid person. Whatever you go and tell him, he doesn't change his mind. He is not open-minded. Why would I even want to work with such a person? People will be demotivated to even come and ask him anything. People will be demotivated because they will not be able to flow freely or put out their ideas or suggestions to him because there's a block. The block is caused by this very own person. So he becomes a loner amongst his own team. He becomes a loner amongst his colleagues because that's a rigid person he is. So the point here is better interpersonal relationships where you're open-minded, giving space and time to others to talk and participate, developing a healthy relationship is important. And secondly, willingness to listen to people is a very important characteristic of any effective manager or a leader. That is something one needs to keep in mind. The third thing is, are you flexible and open to understand what their different point of view means to you? Why don't you be open and process what the other person is saying? Maybe there is better merit in that other person's thought. You can absorb into yourself and arrive at a decision better. Instead, if you're going to be putting a block like being a rigid person, you are in fact stopping the other person from even coming out. When you block a person's expression, it again blocks the entire cooperation and support that you may receive from the other person. Right? So it's very important that these EQ mistakes are recognized and understood and their impact in your workplace. For all you know, without your consciousness, many things will be happening around you which will actually be pulling you down in terms of your effectiveness. Now I explained to you how it impacts earlier, right?
Yes.